Thank you, Mr. Chair. When I was elected, I didn't imagine that 4 months into my tenure, I'd be voting on what I think is very clearly the most destructive legislation in U.S. history when it comes to our environment and public spaces. This is a huge giveaway to big oil, and I know that a number of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have made a lot out of the fact that this ostensibly will raise $18 billion. But it gives away many more dollars to the big oil companies that primarily benefit to the mining companies out there. And we've heard the different ways in which it does that through the reductions in royalties, through a lot of the giveaways, the lowest bidder provisions. This is a bill that is just packed with giveaway after giveaway. And I think that it's important for us to recognize the context in which this is taking place, because climate change is happening right now, regardless of what we think of it. In districts like mine, we worry all the time now about the threat of wildfires. We know that with the drier foliage that we have, with the harder blowing Santa Ana winds, which reach 100 miles an hour this past year, we are going to face that threat. We're facing rising temperatures throughout the world. India just hit 140 degrees last year. We've seen disasters arise throughout the world right now. And we are starting to face biblical level temperature and climate right now. And the sad thing about this all is that when we look back in 100 years, we're going to say that the temperatures that we experience right now, the extreme weather events, these were extremely benign, that these were the most benign and coolest temperatures that we experienced in the last 100 years. And so if we have people in our lives that we love, that we think are going to be around in 2050 or 2070 or 2100, we owe an obligation to them to act right now. And this is the opposite of that. We need to be moving forward, not backward. We need to be weaning ourselves off of fossil fuels, not moving aggressively back into what is an outdated technology at this point. We have a moral and economic imperative to do this, and yes, an economic one, because the dollars we're talking about, even if we ignore the fact that most of this bill is geared towards giving tons and tons to big oil companies, the economic impacts that we're facing from climate change are accelerating right now. Many, many billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars in losses from the California wildfires just last year. We see natural disasters resulting in huge losses over and over and over, and these are going to accelerate. And any economist out there that's looking ahead has estimated that we're going to be facing many trillions of dollars in costs from climate change. So we need to be thinking about that. We need to be thinking about what it means when we talk about the American dream in this country. Because the American dream is, yes, it's about economic opportunity. It's also about allowing our children to grow up in clean spaces, to breathe clean air, to have access to our beautiful public lands in this country, to have access to clean water. And again, this bill does the opposite of that. And it does it by, again, investing in a retrograde past technology. When you look around the world right now, China, Germany, France, Canada, advanced economies are not investing backwards in more oil. They're investing in clean energy because they know that's where the future is. They're not investing in the horse and buggy. They're not investing in past technologies. They are moving to the future. Right now, we are aligning ourselves once again with countries like North Korea and Iran in investing in oil so heavily, like Russia. So again, I would just urge you all, we have a moral imperative to act right now, to act in a way that stewards our environment, that pays it forward to the children and unborn children that are out there. And so I urge my colleagues to think carefully about this bill because it really is devastating to our economy, to our environment, but also to our future.